And hey, hello, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm David Boles. This is Boles.tv. It's Boles.television. Coming to you live and in concert from the East Coast of the United States. Well, we're a little bit late starting today. Yeah. Usually we're Monday through Friday at high noon. And now we're a little bit late. It's 20 minutes late, but I'll tell you why. And it's very strange. I'm watching myself over here on the YouTube, and the YouTube still has the opening show. You know, the things that Twitch looks okay, freaking me out a little bit. How behind is YouTube going to be? You know, if it's going to be doing that, then I'm going to have to go to I'm going to have to change the channel because it's making me very dizzy seeing myself pop off over here. So why are you late? Well, you know how you find something new and you think, well, just 5 more minutes and I'll figure it out, I'll get it ready. Oh, look at that. 5 more minutes and I can get it ready. As you know, if you're a fan, whatever, of this delightful stream, oh, now it looks like we're about 3 minutes behind on YouTube. Now that's weird. How can you have a chat with someone who's on YouTube and they're 3 minutes behind the show? I'm going to be talking about cats and they're going to go back and talk about why you're late. Oh, it's just bizarre. I don't know what's going on and I don't want to know. So we talk a lot about artificial intelligence. Robots, robotics, mechanisms, mechanized morality, artificial intelligence, artificial art, all of that coming at you live and in concert right here on Boles.tv. So we're going to talk in depth about AI that isn't just art, but is like about the danger of it too, faking people out. And we've used a lot of AI art via a bot called DALL-E, which is kind of cute for Dolly, right? But I discovered today in my research that there are lots of bots. We've done a review of about 3 of them here. And what we've discovered is DALL-E's pretty good. These other bots that we've discovered on this live stream, Night Cafe is one of them. Another one we could never get to work. They're okay. And because you're asking computers to work with you, they're very expensive. So this is what happened. I discovered this new bot in the research called Midjourney, the Midjourney AI bot. And it sounds absolutely delightful. And Midjourney is this mysterious bot that is sort of crowdsourced, and it's won an art prize that set the rest of the world on fire with jealousy, anger, and envy. And the Midjourney bot is now available. I'm switching myself over to Twitch because YouTube's not behaving. And I have to know if I'm live or not. There we go. This bot called Midjourney. And I'm reading about it. What's that? 5 more minutes. Midjourney is an AI bot that runs on Discord. And as you know, we're big Discord fans here on Boles.tv. You can join our Discord server, and you may just want to when I'm done talking to you about the Midjourney bot. So, and we'll have a demonstration of this because that's what I was setting up. 5 more minutes. Give me 5 more minutes. Having a conversation with myself for about 20 minutes. And so you join the Midjourney server, where you then can create artificial intelligent art. And if you have your own server, you can invite the Midjourney bot to be a part of your server. And that's what I was doing 5 more minutes, setting that up. And it's sort of intuitive and sort of makes sense, and I've tested it with my account. I tested it with the Jana Marie account, and so far it's working. And that is where and how you create artificial art with Midjourney. You do it on Discord. You don't do it on the web. Now, there is a web interface where you kind of can log in and see what you've created, and eventually pay, because after about 25 free images of art, then you have to pay. But the prices are reasonable. You can get a starter thing for like $10 a month and create a lot of art. So that's very, very strangely, mystifyingly interesting to me. Because the DALL-E bot is in a web browser. And the way we have this set up on our server is you can go into any area and type the ignition words. I think that's how you phrase it. And you can get in there and it will create art for you. It's mind-blowing. And that's why I'm having such a hard time getting all of my senses together, because I want to go right to that. But there's some introductory stuff we should talk about first, because the AI stuff's like a whole section. And Midjourney is part of it. That's how I discovered it, doing the research for that section. And I was like, wait a minute, what is this? Midjourney might be better than DALL-E. How is it possible? Well, we're going to find out together, because I really have only tested it for about 5 minutes. It might all blow up in my face. I don't know. I have no idea if it will work or not. So there's a new movie coming out in December called Violent Night. And I can show you what it looks like, but I'm not going to show you the trailer. I cannot show you any audio or video from the movie, because if I do, then I get dinged with a DMCA violation, even though you're promoting the movie. I don't understand it. But pretty much the story is, and I'm not ruining any of the story because this is all in the commercial. This is all in the preview that you can go on YouTube and watch. The Violent Night teaser. I'll put the link on our Discord server after the show. So Violent Night's about a 2-minute trailer, and it is Santa Claus as a vigilante. A young girl is given a kind of walkie-talkie thing, so she can, hey, there's Jana Marie. I got to see the ad about this movie, and it looked hilarious. I can't wait to see it. So Jana Marie is already, she's in. And I agree that the teaser, the trailer is terrific, fantastic. Good acting, well put together. But for me, I don't need to see the movie, because the trailer tells you everything. And that's the new trend in these trailers. is they tell you the whole story in 2 minutes, and then you don't really need to see the movie. I mean, there'll be things in between, but all the good parts are in the trailer. There used to be a time in the cinema where a trailer was suggestive and interesting and intriguing, and if you wanted to know the answer to what was going on, you had to go see the movie. Well, with movies like Violent Night, this young girl is given an early Christmas present by her parents, wink, wink, saying that's a direct line, your walkie-talkie to Santa Claus, wink, wink, wink. Hey, there's Jennifer. It kind of tells you the story already. It's a little bit of a disappointment. I'm not exactly sure why they do it that way. But they did. So then this young girl, who's very darling, her family is rich, and a gang of thieves dressed as Christmas people, elves, Santa's helper, led by John Leguizamo, who's terrific in everything he does, breaks into the family's mansion, says you have $300 million in your vault. Merry Christmas, we're here to rob you. And then they all have machine guns and threatening children, and Beverly D'Angelo is in this, which is shocking because she's playing an old woman. And I guess maybe she is an old woman. But wow. When I figured out who she was, I thought, oh boy. She doesn't look like she used to look. So this is the young girl. I guess this is Santa Claus. These are stills from the movie. And so one of the robbers goes in there, interrupts Santa Claus delivering his gifts, and threatens Santa Claus with a gun. And Santa Claus beats him up. And then the rest of the movie, it appears to be Santa Claus taking his revenge against all these bad people who are actually on his naughty list. And the young girl, who I believe is named Trudy, is on the good list, and that's why Santa's there to help her. Funny, looks great, a lot of violence. Behind the scenes shots. The guy in the middle that's Santa Claus. That's John Leguizamo. So it's funny. It looks hilarious. But the story is told in 2 minutes. Which I guess is what you do when you're making a pitch for a movie. Hey, what about a movie about Santa Claus? And he comes down the chimney and he interrupts a robbery of a family that's going on. And the young girl, while he's, in the house and blowing up people and beating them up, talks to him on this special walkie-talkie. And then he finally, in the end, saves her and saves the family, and Santa Claus saves Christmas. What do you think? Here's $100 million. Go make the movie. That's how it happens in Hollywood. That's okay. But I can guarantee you that the people who made the movie are very disappointed in that teaser, in that advertisement, because it gives away the entire plot point. There are no surprises. You know exactly what's going to happen in the movie from day one. So I'm trying to show you who else is in this movie. See lots of trailers here. The trailers are very good, but I can't show them to you because I'll get in trouble. Beverly D'Angelo, it looks like she plays the grandmother. I don't mean to insult her because I know she's wonderful. Born in 51, so she's what, 60? I don't know. 65, I don't know. And she's great. She's funny. She's a funny person. And I'm glad she's working. Here's the storyline. Oh, it was written by the team responsible for Sonic the Hedgehog. And as I understand it, people who like Sonic the Hedgehog are not very happy. A team of elite mercenaries breaks into a wealthy family compound on Christmas Eve, taking everyone inside hostage. But the team is not prepared for a surprise combatant. Santa Claus has come to town. And he's about to show why this Nick is no saint. Now, I'm sure there are going to be people, probably on the right, who are upset. You've taken Santa out of Christmas, Christ out of Christmas, the Santa out of Santa Claus. Santa's not a vigilante. What's wrong with people? Written by a team responsible for Sonic the Hedgehog. Arriving December 2nd. So we got a long way to go. That's almost a month, right? 6 weeks? They must like it because they're promoting it very early. And it looks funny. It'll probably do very well. But I just wonder, is it possible at all to, show a little bit of discretion, to have a little bit of a surprise? But I guess there can be no surprise when you know what's going to happen before it happens. So now I'm going to go collect my thoughts, take our first break. I'm going to check YouTube and see if it's still really behind and why and how that even happens. I don't really understand it. And then we'll return, and I think we're going to get right into our AI, EIEIO, artificial intelligence. So I'll put that on our fun screen. Superhero fascism, we talked about that last show. Remember, that was very interesting. AI art investigation. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Returning in a moment. And we are back from break here on Boles.tv. Big, exciting day filled with lots of interesting, nutty things going on. So now we're going to get right into our AI stuff, right? And we're going to talk about Midjourney in a mid-moment. But first, this is DALL-E. And we've been using this extensively for our AI art. And we're going to have a dance-off, an art-off between DALL-E and Midjourney. Coming up here on Boles TV, live Monday through Friday, high noon Eastern. So we begin our introduction of AI with this. A robot will address the House of Lords in England for the first time about the AI threat. So this is not a real person. I don't think this is AI art either. I think this is actually the robot. And have you noticed that robots really tend to have really bad hair? They just can't quite get the hair right. Even artificial robots that are drawn have bad hair. And this is a real-life robot with bad hair. But the arm's looking good. A realistic robot will be the first of its kind to address the House of Lords next week, answering questions about whether artificial intelligence is a threat to the creative industries. And it very well may be. Some people are saying, oh, no, you'll never replace the human mind. Welcome to chess.com, where nothing is real. The robot, named Ida, A-I-D-A, right? Funny. After the 19th century mathematician Ada Lovelace, will give evidence to the House of Lords Communications and Digital Committee as part of an inquiry into the future of the arts, design, fashion, and music industries. Ida, developed in Oxford by Aidan Miller, a specialist in modern and contemporary art, before being built in Cornwall by Engineered Arts, had previously painted a portrait of the Elizabeth II ahead of the Platinum Jubilee. The robot has cameras in its eyes and uses computer algorithms to process human features, but not a human personality. Her abilities as an artiste brings into question the foundations of the art world and the creative industries. Ida's maiden speech at the House of Lords will help us understand just how AI sees the world and what that means for the future of creativity. So, the extent to which any artificial intelligence can contribute meaningfully to debate is questionable, as natural language processing, the technology by which AI delivers text and speech, is trained by humans, and therefore only mirrors what is inputted into it. This effect has been demonstrated numerous times, such as when Meta's artificial intelligence chat system appeared to post anti-Semitic remarks, or the way in which people have recreated dead loved ones using information from their social media profiles. You'll never die. That's the idea, right? You'll live forever on the internet, not as yourself, but as an artificial intelligence imitation of yourself. So that's Ida. That's what she looks like. Now we're going to revisit our old friend, Lil Michaela of Instagram fame. We like her, right? Lil Michaela. Here she is. Oh, I don't like how they don't make these big. I can't make this bigger. So this is Lil Michaela, and she's not real either. She's a model. She gets hired to promote things and to go places. Here she is on an airplane. One of us didn't make it through the metal detector. Can you guess who? She's not real. She's not a robot, but she could be a robot. I wish I could get her picture bigger. But this is Lil Michaela. So this is very well done AI art. Here she is at NYU. Last time we visited her, she was here in Soho. She had signed to be the spokesmodel for PacSun. Here she is, I guess, demonstrating lipstick. Here she is having a wonderful time at NYU. Here she is crying, eating, wearing a mask on an airplane, even though she's not real, but setting a good example. And if we get closer, you can see the hair. It just doesn't quite look right. This, I don't know what this is. And here she is, dressed as PacSun, eating, what is it, a tortilla? So, that's Lil Michaela. She's a 19-year-old robot living in LA. I love keeping up with Lil Michaela. I think she's my best friend. What does that say about me? What does that say about her? None of us are real. Briefly, AI text-to-image generators bring delight as well as concern. Advances in artificial intelligence have been used to create sophisticated text-to-image systems. Systems already used by millions of digital artists. Hey, everybody's an artist when you're a digital artist. No talent necessary. Just put words together. Even monkeys with typewriters can do it. Has sparked concerns about disinformation, harmful content, copyright protections, and biases. It needs to be governed and regulated accordingly. So last month, the AI development company OpenAI removed its wait list for DALL-E. Hey, that's how I got in. An AI-powered image generator. And the organization built DALL-E, which is named after Spanish artist Salvador Dali, and the Disney Pixar animation film Wall-E. So it's DALL-E and Wall-E. Now, this is, the Ida, DALL-E, Lil Michaela. The naming's a little off. Not very creative. This is what happens when computer nerds have to actually think on their own and not have a computer think for it. They come up with ridiculous names. For example, as seen on the Twitter account of OpenAI CEO, a user could request DALL-E to create an image of an elephant, a tea party on a grass lawn, or a wise cat meditating in the Himalayas, searching for enlightenment. Okay. And you've seen that in some of the examples that I've been sharing on all of my social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The images you've been seeing for the last week or so are all fake. They're real, but they're not of anything that is real in the world. They're all invented, artificialized art. In September, Getty Images, one of the world's top visual media and photo supply companies, announced it would not accept AI-generated images on its various platforms. Well, that's going to change, guarantee you, because this is the way it's going. The company said in a statement that the decision was made because of copyright liabilities and usage right concerns. I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason is they're terrified of the technology because why do you need Getty Images when you can create your own image on Discord, on the internet, all by yourself, just by typing a few keywords. Moreover, skeptics have raised the alarm over AI image generators being used to create harmful content, spread disinformation, and advance negative biases and stereotypes. In September, Meta, Facebook, launched Make a Video, an AI system that creates short video clips from text prompts. I talked about that last week. A man walks into a room, eats a banana, and walks out the back door. You type that in there, and they make a video of that. Interesting stuff. It's harder to generate video than photos because beyond correctly generating each pixel, the system also has to predict how it will change over time. So that's very computer intensive, but the idea is really wonderful. And a lot of these online AI art generator places put restrictions on, like you can't use famous people, so you're like trying to make them do things in artificial art that they wouldn't do in their real lives. I don't know if you can get around that, but if you type in, Putin or Biden or Obama or Trump, the computer will say back to you, no, try again. Then you have to figure out what part of your prompt is causing the trouble. AI isn't an existential threat to human art. Jason Allen, a contestant in a recent digital art competition, sparked controversy by using artificial intelligence called Midjourney to win the contest. The competition's rules didn't explicitly declare AI-generated art ineligible, but that didn't mean he did the right thing. I think it's fine. AI-generated art is interesting and valuable as a technology, but its value is different from art created by people. Soylent Green is people. More than aesthetics, the humanity behind art is what makes it valuable. Well, if a human is typing into an AI generator, the humanity is there. AI does not eliminate the need for artists in society. Human creativity and our capacity to translate emotions into art is unique. Not really. The whole basis of Midjourney, we'll be playing with that in a moment, and other AI art generating systems is pre-existing artwork. The AI can't do what it does without humanoid art. I think it's alarmist. I don't agree with it. Regardless of how good AI gets, human art from the people will always and forever exist. We need to approach the use of AI in the art world cautiously and with respect for creative labor. Not going to happen. AI-generated art? A tool for enhancing creativity. That I agree with. The issue of all of this was brought into stark relief earlier this year when a piece of digital art, created, right, with an AI-based platform called Midjourney. We just talked about this. They're all talking in circles around each other. Took home a top prize over manually generated works. Now, manually generated works, this was an online digital art contest, right? People using iPads to create art. You don't think that's do you think that's manually created art? No, it's digital art. The piece, entitled Théâtre Opera Spatial, was produced using textual descriptions, leading to critics claiming that it isn't true art, but a form of digital plagiarism. Now, that I don't agree with either. What is true art? What does it mean? Nobody knows because it's not a thing. It's something that people invent to protect their own interests, and it's not terribly interesting. Aesthetics aside, the real issue for artists is basically the same as for anyone else. As the world becomes more digitized and intelligent algorithms become more adept at performing the tasks that people do today. Very true. And here we get into the nut of it, as they say. After all, why bother paying large sums to an actual human being who will require much more time to produce a finished product that may or may not, yes, be exactly what was desired? There you go. That's the crux of it. And this question does not apply solely to the higher arts, but to the legions of craft people and commercial artists, given AI's proven ability to paint, sculpt, quilt, and perform a wide range of other creative activities. But just as in technical fields, AI will not replace those jobs. Rather, people who know how to use AI efficiently will replace those who do not. Machines can do the work. Computers are the way. Illiteracy in technology is not an excuse. And the applications for these more artistic uses of AI have already grown quite diverse and powerful. Powerful! Not just for artists, but for everyone. At its heart, AI is just another tool used to project human thoughts and desires. That's true. The first artists, after all, painted on cave walls with their hands or primitive tools. By the time of the Renaissance, this had evolved to brushes and a canvas. In the modern age, we saw photography and lithographs, which led us to the various digital art forms we see this day. This all reflects the fact that while AI's level of intelligence is very effective at processing large amounts of data at a rapid pace, it is still very narrow, not a form of intelligence when it comes to producing original thought. AI that uses applications like natural language processing and neural network computing to create text and speech, including original songs, only appear to be thinking on the same level as humans. In actuality, they are just crunching vast amounts of data to mimic actual thought. Well, that's very exciting. And now the stage has been set. And we're going to have a big fight. Fun fight, right? Informational fight between two AI meow meows. Throwdown. DALL-E and Midjourney. Bum, bum, bum. And it's all coming up next for you here on Boles.tv. It's BOLES.television. Back in a moment. And we're back from break. I'm David Boles. This is Boles.tv. It's BOLES.television. .TV. So, all day we've been talking about artificial art and how it's going to work. And now it's time for our promised throwdown between Midjourney and DALL-E. Now, we have to give a little bit of background to Midjourney. So this is my very first creation with Midjourney, the Midjourney bot. And Midjourney has a server where you can go to their server on Discord, join, and then create images on their Discord server. You don't go anywhere else. There's not an app. You don't go to the website to create an AI image as you do with DALL-E. This is all done on Discord. And if you own your own server on Discord, you can invite the Midjourney bot to come to your server, and you can set up a special area for it if you want to, which I think I will do, and have the bot create artificial intelligent art on your server. And as you can see, this is what I have done so far. Now, I need to show you the input screen thing, so I might have to mess with this a little bit to see if I can get this to work. Am I working or is it not working? Oh, I need to go over here. Okay, now here we go. So I need to pull this down a little bit, I think, or maybe expand it. No, I don't want to expand it. Is it Alt? That's good, I think. No, not what I want. So pull this back down. Yeah. Okay, and then we go like this here, and we're going to try to pull this down. Ah, there we have the prompt window, which sort of works. You make it a little smaller. Making it smaller is not good for trying to show art to the world. I guess that's okay. Let me pull this down more. And I know this is like really super delightful to watch as I'm playing with this in person. And for that, I do apologize. Okay, now we need to make this bigger somehow. Okay, so this is good enough. So this is what I did when I set up the server. You type a command, and I will show you what that command is. And then some prompt words, and then it creates this amazing thing. So my prompt words were werewolf king as Santa. Now you notice the king, there's no king there. And I did this 5 minutes before the show, so that's why I'm struggling with this, because I don't even know what it means. But on break, I checked the U. The U1 is a button. U2, U3, U4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm assuming, which means upscale, which means, I believe, make it bigger. Then I think you can go version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, if you want a different version of that thing. So of all of these, I sort of like this first one better, the best. So I'm going to click on the U1, and I'm going to see what happens. Midjourney bot, upscaling, cancel job, dismiss message. Only you can see this. Okay, so it's upscaled 13%. Now the DALL-E stuff is, I believe, 1024 by 1024. So how big does this get? I don't know. We're going to find out. We're at 59% at the fast level. And when you first start using this bot, I think you get like around 25. Oh, now here we go. Now this is interesting. You get 25 of these prompts you can use, and then you have to pay as you go or pay a monthly fee. But all of these services eventually require money, so that's not a big deal. Midjourney bot, upscale, Boles. Okay, so make variations, upscale to maximilian. I don't know exactly what that means. Light, upscale, redo. Beta, upscale, redo. Remaster. Look at it on the web. Don't like, love. Okay, interesting stuff. Now, as I understand it, all of this artwork that you create with Midjourney is public. You can't hide it. Now, if you want to pay $50 a month for a corporate plan, then I think that gives you the ability to create stuff in private, which makes sense if you're a company and you want to use AI bots for something. You don't want your competition seeing what you're doing. So if I click on this, open original, that did not open it. So what size, I'm going to drag this to my desktop and see what size it gives me. The size is 573, which I don't think is big enough. So I want to upscale to the maximilian. I'm sure this is being used on a credit system, so I've already used 3-4 credits, whatever, trying to get this thing working. Now, upscale to the max. Did anything happen? Oh, here it is. Okay, cancel job. Werewolf was upscaling max 18%. So after this, we're going to try a variation on this one. Remember, I've never used this before, so I don't know if we love this more than DALL-E or if we hate it just as much as we hate ourselves. But we're going to find out. And we are going to, as the kids say, throw down with DALL-E as we give them each something original. And we will determine via crowdsourcing which artificial intelligence art service did it better. And it does sound a little confusing. But I really have to say I love the fact that you can do all of this. I think it's done. That you can do all of this in Discord. Because Discord is everywhere. Discord's on all computers. Discord's on my phone. You don't have to rely on a web browser to get your artwork. And this says the max is still the max. I'm very confused by this. Open original. Oh, now that did work. Here it is. I clicked on the original. So this is the original. Now, how big is it? We're trying to figure that out. Replace the file. Okay, so the max is 1664 by 1664. Okay. It's interesting. I like it. I approve. Now we go back to our Discord app. Okay. Where to go? Make a variation. I do. Making a variation for image 1 with prompt werewolf. Now we're gonna have to upscale and upscale, or is it making a variation on the big file? That is going to be our question. Oh, here we go. It starts all over. Werewolf King has Santa variations 43%, now 100%. Ha. Interesting. And the job is still running? Yes. Okay, here we go. I like how they're using the Christmas trees. That's very interesting to me. So I guess then you just start all over. Excuse me, with this. My very own werewolf, Gianna Marie. Okay. Then you can get a variation on all of these too, I imagine. So I want to get a variation on number 2. Midjourney bot making variations for image 2. Uh-huh. And then I guess we can, if we liked it, we could have upscaled it. Okay, but we're getting variation on variation. Oh, is it still running? It's still running. 86%. Okay. And this is the fast server. There's a relaxed server that provides images very slowly. And then there is the fast server that we are currently involved with that just makes stuff seem to go quicker. Okay, again, I like number 2. Let's upscale number 2. Upscaling image 2. 0% fast. I think I'm probably using up all of my credits as we're doing this. Okay, cancel job. These are sort of interesting, I have to say. Not terribly interesting, but sort of interesting. And then, oh, I wonder how this is going to upscale this. That's one thing you can't do that I try to figure out with DALL-E is you can't seem to upscale. The size they give you is the size you have, and that's it. If you don't like it, get out. It's okay by me, but others may feel differently. Okay, so open the original. And how large is this? $10.24. Okay, so if we want the super max, it goes up to 16. Very interesting. That's what it looks like upscaled. It's sort of interesting work. Okay, so we've sort of figured out how this works. So now we're going to go, excuse me, back to our friend DALL-E. And come up with an interesting prompt. It should be Halloween themed because we are in October. And it should be scary. Let's try Killa riding a dragon under moonlight, horror lighting. Okay. So that is our prompt. We're going to let DALL-E go first and see what DALL-E comes up with. And we'll do the same exact prompt with Midjourney. Okay, so let's see how this looks. It's cartoony. I don't like the cartoon. I should have said photorealistic, so we can redo it. That was kind of interesting. Okay, so those are the 4. So now we go to Discord 7. Type the prompt, imagine. And the prompt is Dracula riding a dragon under horror lighting. And then we see what we get back. Waiting to start. So it seems to me in the AI wars so far that Midjourney has been more successful than DALL-E. I don't know why. Maybe we're finding out in real time. And we're 81% there. 93% there. I'm not sure what to think of this. It's not what I expected, and it is, again, sort of cartoony. Well, that's just weird. What happens when we do the redo button? Re-rolling. Dracula riding a dragon. I don't know what that means. We're re-rolling. I'm sure it's costing us a lot of credits. I guess we're doing a variation on the original idea because we didn't like the first idea. I'm not sure what to think. I'm a little confused by it all. But that's the fun of doing a live stream. Trying to figure out what the heck's going on. I mean, I'm not seeing Dracula in any of these variations. I'm a little disturbed by it. Now it's done. Look at it closer. Does any of this say Dracula to you? Dragon to you. Mm. It's a little hard to see. So we're going to upgrade to upload, upscale, excuse me, to. I can't see it. It's not big enough. And maybe that's why they do it on Discord. So you have to use all of your credits to try to get a bigger view of it. I just want to see if we're getting a Dracula read or not. Excuse me. I have to say, so far, DALL-E is much more fun. But maybe it's because I've mastered the prompts better. I'm going to try another prompt on both of them to see what we get. DALL-E does not handle text well. So, light upscale redo. Beta upscale redo. I don't know what that means. Do that one, though. Upscaling image to with regular. Beta upscale redo. I don't know what it means. What's the difference between a light upscale redo and a beta upscale redo? I do not know. But I am curious to find out. No. Oh, it doesn't look like anything's happening with this. Oh, maybe we've used up all of our things or something. Maybe we've been cut off. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? Let's cancel that job. Detailed upscale redo. And maybe that was the beta. The beta is. The image is interesting, but I like to see now. See, DALL-E to me really puts the face first, so it puts the face of Dracula and the dragon, whereas Midjourney looks like it prefers to create scenes, which is fine, I guess. I would just like to see it a little more effective, a little more transformative than it is. Okay, it's done. Oh, open original. Let's try that and see what happens. Browser. Is that Dracula riding a dragon? Not really. Oh, now we go back to DALL-E. And I did a whole Columbia University series yesterday, which I found hilariously delightful. And here. This is how, so you can see Dracula riding a dragon, DALL-E, which I find much more accurate. That one is really very interesting looking. That's what I would expect from Midjourney. But maybe I'm not doing it right. So let's try just something very basic. Yeah. University crest. Now, oh, look, I can even. Now, that's a real thing, as I'll show you as I clean it up a little bit. This, I would say, is the crest to Columbia University in the city of New York, right? Cool looking, right? Yeah. So this is a real thing that exists in real life. Now let's find out how the artificial intelligence bots present it to us. DALL-E shall go first. The challenger always goes second. Again. Delightfully interesting to me. I love the cow, or whatever that is. I love this too. See, they're trying to spell Columbia, but they don't know how. But it's exactly what I would, and this is actually a crest. Be cool. We go back to our old friend. Type our prompt. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Midjourney bot. Ask, get an answer to a question. Fast, switch to fast mode. Help, shows help for the bot. Imagine, that's what we type, /imagine with our prompts. Info, invite, prefer option set, for option list, prefer auto DM. Prefer remix, private, public, relaxo, settings, show, subscribe. So we'll go with imagine. And the prompt is Columbia University rest. We'll see what happens. Oh, maybe we'll get something interesting now. Now I'm becoming encouraged. Because it should be looking for this, I would think, somewhere in its artificial intelligence life, and then like flipping it and making it interesting and real with its own AI bottiness. At least that's my guess. What do I know? It's done. Now this is not terrible. Okay, it's done. Now, did they spell Columbia? Columbia. Very impressive. Okay. So Midjourney knows how to spell. This is an invention of the crest. This is something that's like hanging on a wall. I don't know what this is. So we can go for a variation, which I think I will do because it's interesting. But which one do we want to do a variation? 2 is always usually my favorite of them all. 1 is the most accurate. We'll do a variation on 2. Although I really like 3 too, which is this sort of pennant looking thing. Okay, that's just weird, but interesting. You need to know how to communicate with your bot. And now it's done. And I try to click, get a little closer view of 2 and 3. Terrible. Now I want to see what they would do with 3. I would like a variation on number 3. Uh-oh. This is not looking good. This is looking exactly the same. Oh my goodness, now that's a waste of a thing. I'm forcing a redo. That's just awful. That's not a variation in any way. It's exactly the same. Well, this is a little curved, a little thicker. Oh, that's just ridiculous. Come on now. Okay, this is a little bit better. More flag-like here. With the word up there. Interesting. Oh, and it's done. Okay. So those are sort of... So I guess they're really looking at the line thickness as being variations. These are very subtle. So I kind of get what it's doing now. It's a thicker line here, a thick and then black line here. This has no black line on the bottom. Now this and this look identical to me. This, a little bit different. Interesting. Well, now we have to go back and give DALL-E a chance to do a variation. We'll do a variation on this one. I think that's just very interesting. But it's not really a crest. It's just weird. If you want something really weird and strange, DALL-E is fabulous. Probably because of Salvador Dali is the inspiration. Because it's weird. Midjourney seems to be much more conservative and straight-laced, which is fine. I love this dog or cow they're putting in the middle of it. I really do. I find all of these just delightful. I really. Now, see, I want to do variation on variation upon variation because I'm weird that way. Oh, that's fun. So we'll do one more. Farmer and his wife. Standing outside sod house. 1888 photo. Farmer and his wife standing outside sod house, 1880. Okay. Now we'll see what happens. I don't know if it's going to work. It'll work on DALL-E because I've tried similar things there before and it's been very interesting. I got to tell you, DALL-E's fast for turnaround. Farmer and his wife standing outside. Absolutely what I asked for. Fair, save. That's frightening, but it's a farmer and his wife standing outside a sod house. Okay, that's more log cabin than sod house, but the sod is up here. I accept that. Okay. It's acceptable, but weird. And we'll get a variation on this one, just to be fair. And then we'll check our variations. Better, worse? Strange. Very strange. But acceptable. So now we go back here. I think I can just copy and paste this, but we'll find out. I haven't tried it before with our DALL-E. So here we go. Imagine. And the prompt is, yes, that worked. And then we will give ourselves one variation to see which one we like better. Interesting so far. The sawed house is really important. I've tried sawed house several times on DALL-E, and it was never really quite right. But it seems like it's learned from when I last asked it to help me on that, and it created a sawed house. Pretty convincingly just now. So it looks like there is sort of an evolution learning curve that at least DALL-E enjoys. Oh, the sawed house is not looking good for Midjourney. It's very strange. I don't like any of them. I want to redo it. It's not what I asked for. It's not the assignment. Yeah, but I'm being creative. I'm a creative bot. I want to see the sawed house. That's the assignment. I want it to look like an 1880s photograph. So this will be interesting. So which one is better so far for my psychedelic taste? A DALL-E appears to be better. Oh, now this is a better. This one's pretty close. So now we got to get a. It's still going. I'm sorry, so sorry. I'm losing my patience here. I think this one is still going too. This one's done. This was a redo. This is pretty good. So let's get a variation on 4. Oh. Now this is pretty good. Oh, it looks like they signed it here. Very interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Well, now I have to upscale number 2. Funny how number 2 is always my favorite. I wonder if that's part of the psychology of it all. On DALL-E, I have to say the first version, iteration of what's presented, I like a lot. And are there words at the bottom? This is getting very strange, but interesting. Where do we go from here? And we are upscaling Not once, not twice, but 3 times a lady. Upscaling now and forever. Now, what I like about the DALL-E interface is you can click a down button and it downloads the image for you. And on Midjourney, you need to be it yourself. Open the original. We'll try that. So this is what is presented to us. As a farmer and his wife standing outside their sod house in 1888. Pretty darn good. And this is just all mishmash. But that's okay. The mishmash is okay. I'm going to upscale this one more time. Because it's what we do. Upscale to the Maximilian. Upscale to the max. Well, this is very interesting. They're both different. You almost need to have both of them. One of them, DALL-E, for fancification, fantasy, and Midjourney, which is kind of serious mainstream commercial. But done via Discord, which I do sort of like. And that I should show you that too. Let's see if I can find out while we're here. This would be good to show too. Okay, now this is getting very fancy. Okay, so this is upscaled to the max. So we click on it, open the original. So this is the big version, the 1600 by 1600 version of this image. Okay. Neat, right? Now, here's where it gets really interesting, at least in my point of view. This is the large version I was telling you about. Upscaled to 1600. Pretty realistic. So this is the web interface for the Midjourney server. And as you can see, here are all the things we created together today. Fun stuff, right? Now here's where it gets very interesting. You get here, there's your prompt. Click on the 3 dots, copy the command, copy the prompt, copy job ID, save the image, open in Discord. And this, what I'm just going to click on it, open downloader. Okay, I don't want that. No. I guess that, so if you want to download all of these at once in a batch download, click, add, green, down. View as a visitor. I guess if people are following you, they can look at you, see what you've done. And here's What's going on? Manage your account. Very interesting stuff. So that is our throwdown between DALL-E and the Midjourney AI bot. And I'm all for it. Now, I've worked a lot with DALL-E over the last week, so I know it very well. I kind of anticipate what things are going to look like, and when it doesn't come out right, I know how to fix it. However, the Midjourney stuff is very interesting. It's more realistic, not as fantasy-based, more commercial, more mainstream. I kind of like it. So who won the throwdown? For usability, Midjourney. For just crazy fun, having messing around, DALL-E. If I had to pay for one over the other, Midjourney. That's what I think today. It might all change tomorrow because the rest of the day I'm going to be playing with Midjourney. I guarantee you. So now, hey, what time is it? Oh, it's not that time. It's this time. Yes, unfortunately for you, it is time to play a little bit of not Bobby Fischer chess with your friend and mine, Ringo Starr. No, not Ringo Starr. DW. I got to find where I left off here because I'm very confused, which is nothing new. It's all right to be confused if you know where you're going in the end. So today we're going back to our chessable lessons as we try to find the proper moves to put the king in check or to create a double check. We're getting close to the end of this chapter, and then we're going on to something new, which could be a good thing or could be a bad thing. So I need to solve, I'm going to be playing black, solve the puzzle in 4 moves, which is quite a lot. Usually it's like 3. So I'm black to play. Here is the object of my desire. Here are the weapons of my mass destruction. They love a queen sacrifice. There's no way around it, really. So I know they want my queen to go here. Take. I know that's the plan. Or maybe that's the plan. Oh, that looks ugly. Actually, I would prefer to go here and put the king in check that way. I like that a lot better. I'm going to do that one. Ooh, and it was the right move. Rare for me. So now, what are you going to do? I have to think it's this to this. And the king will take. I'll go here. The king will be in check. Okay, so that is the move. So let me make the move. What happened? Oh, gosh. Oh. I made the wrong move. Okay, so here we go. I have to make the right move. Bishop there. I cannot move my queen because I'm pinned by that bishop. Puts my king in check. That's what happened there. Okay, not paying attention. So now I have to make another move. Huh, I don't even know what the move would be. Is it here? No. It just seems so easy, though. Okay, and then here. Oh, painful. 50% accuracy. Doing another puzzle. I have to do better than that. Okay, here I am, black again. Object of my desire. My weapons of mass destruction. So I believe the move is here to here, puts the king in check, and puts the king in check. And the pawn can't take yet because the king has to move out of check from the queen. Very interesting. I like it. Now this I like. Puts the king in check and forks the queen. Rook takes. Queen takes. I like it. Wrong move. They want the queen gone. Now I move here and it's done. Bleh. Shake it off. It's funny how the puzzle doesn't update anymore. Today is what, the 13th? In a calendar, the week always begins on Sunday, not on Monday. We'll do yesterday's puzzle. Up, up and away. White to play. This is chess.com. I do not have a time restriction. I will make it work. So there's the king. These are my tools. I like here to here. King's in check. Forks the rook. Aye. Hint. It is a rook. So I was putting it here. They wanted me to put the knight there. Okay. No. Yes. Oh, too easy. Well, at least we got it done. So we had a wonderful show today. Lots of AI investigation and interference with non-mechanical thinking. What a fun time. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me, david@boles.tv. On Twitter, @DavidBoles. Super follows to follow. On Facebook, it's BOLES, Instagram, Boles Books. AI art is everywhere on all of those services. And if you want to come and visit our server on Discord and create your own Midjourney art, you are welcomed to do it. Here's the link. Make it so. So I thank you for being here. I hope you have a great night, a wonderful nap, a good sleep, a terrific moment of inspiration. And when ye shall awaken, may your soul be filled with all of the intelligence, human and artificial, that you could ever want. Thank you. I'll see you soon.